the Traxxas TRX4MT. Traxxas has finally put their name into the monster truck mini game, and can it hang with the others? I don't know, guys. Stick around. We're going to find out. It absolutely looks the part, but can it perform as well? What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with a quick look at the new Traxxas TRX4MT from Traxxas. Now, I told myself I wasn't going to buy one of these because, for me personally, the monster truck phase kind of came and went. You know, a long time ago, we were building these SCX24s into monster trucks, and that kind of got old. And then, luckily, we got the Max Smasher at like the perfect time, in my opinion, when the craze was really going on. This was a great release. And of course, Fury Tech kind of jumped in throughout their brushless stuff and everything. And Traxxas is just a little late to the game, in my opinion. But they've had a good while to see what everybody else has done. So I'm kind of curious to see what they did to this truck. You know, I mean, right away, the wheels and tires look good. Obviously, the body looks great. I think they cleared the windows. They've got the engine kind of sticking out of the hood and stuff. So some pretty cool touches. But can we make this thing really be a monster truck? We're gonna have to find out. First off, I gotta give a shout out to Asylum Extreme in Clarksville, Indiana. They have nothing to do with this video. They don't even know I'm doing this video, but I seen their post on Facebook where they had these in stock. I checked with Scale Reproductions in Louisville. I go there a lot. They didn't have them yet. So I got on their website and looked, and I could get this thing for $7 next day shipping. And it was legit. I ordered it at like 2 o'clock in the evening one day. It was here by 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning the next day. So insanely fast shipping. So it just worked out. You know, I said I wasn't going to get one. I kind of put it off for a while. But I decided I wasn't doing you guys any good if I didn't at least get it and check it out. You know, if I just look at this and say, oh, that's stupid, and don't like check it out and review it, then what am I even doing here, you know? So we're gonna unbox this thing, check it out, see some of the changes, and then we're just gonna go run it and see how fun they can be. And then obviously we're gonna have to upgrade this. We gotta get some more speed out of it. So definitely have to stay tuned for that. So this obviously comes with our manual and warranty info and all of that stuff we tossed to the side. One thing I thought was kind of odd, it seems like every video I've watched, when they pull this out of the box, it has these stickers on the chassis here, and mine just had the sticker sheet included. So we can put those on later if we want. You do get the standard 2-cell 750 mAh LiPo pack. You can see I haven't even actually opened this one because I have one around here that I use pretty much for all of these, because at some point I ditched the connector on these and just do away with the stock electronics for the most part. I've never really been a big Traxxas battery fan. As you can see, this one is puffy already and it's really not been used much at all. There's not a great way with these chargers to sort of put this in a balanced charge. So it's either setting charged or dead, or you have to try to guess and run it. And so whatever, I don't really use those much. You do get the charger with it. You get a wheel wrench here, which is nice if you don't have something to fit in the deep dish of these wheels. You're gonna need that. A couple Allen wrenches. So, you know, if you're new to the hobby, these will work just fine to work on this thing. It's probably all you're gonna need to work on this period. And then we've got some shock spacers here. I think we have some preload spacers on the rear. These are some we can put on the front or add extra wherever is needed. These shocks do feel pretty good. I'm curious to see, some people, I had heard that only 4 of these shocks had oil in them, and then the other 4 were just like there, you know, without oil. But we'll have to check that to find out ourselves. But they are all the same exact shock, so I don't know why they wouldn't just go ahead and oil fill all of them if that's the case. But underneath here, you can see there are some differences, major differences to the chassis. Kind of neat how this is made to look more like a monster truck style. Kind of gets the transmission and everything down in there pretty well. Battery up a little higher, but I mean, this is a monster truck. It's not gonna crawl or anything really. It does have locked diffs front and rear, so it's not a true monster truck in that case, but you could at least crawl with it if you wanted to. Wheels and tires, I think the wheels really fit it well. They look really good. Tires, I like the look of the tires. I think they're gonna work well. They have zero foam and they're vented, so you're probably gonna get a little bit of dampening with your suspension through the tires. Honestly, the suspension feels a little stiff, so it's maybe not even going to move a whole lot, but you know, a monster truck's supposed to kind of bounce and bobble around, right? Everything else, we do get a metal geared servo now with this. Besides that, axles and transmission, all of that is the same as all of the other TRX4Ms. So we got to take a look at size comparisons here, because this thing is large. It surprised me how big this truck is. Here it is next to my Chevy. They do offer this in the Chevy version as well. And I think these bodies are actually interchangeable. So if you wanted to pick up this body with the blower and stuff sticking up out of the hood, you could do that. You'll see one thing, these mirrors, I really wish they were like rubber or something, because you can see on my crawler, they're gone. And they're not gonna last on a monster truck, that's for sure. So, but look at the size of this. It is massive. Like, these tires are huge. And it's really more comparable to the Losi. There you can see the Losi is definitely wider, which I think I like just for the fact it's not gonna be as tipsy, but this set's almost the same height. The bodies and everything's almost the same width. We could actually probably steal the body for this, or maybe we could put this body on here. That might be something cool to do. Wheels and tires. The Losi tires are a little wider, almost the same height. So that's kind of interesting that these are so close in size. It really surprised me how big this thing is, because I was expecting it to be around the size of the Smasher. And as you can see there, it is huge compared to the Max Smasher. So if you like your Max Smasher but wish it was a little bit bigger, there you go. Thing is like, it just swallows it. Look at that. So big difference in size there. And hopefully this thing's gonna be really cool, I think, once we get some power to it, which it's definitely gonna need. That's the one thing that it's just lacking for me, for sure. Without even driving it, I've seen it run. It is crazy slow. All right, so we do have all of the same electronics, the 87 turn 180 motor, the 2S capable EC M. I don't know why. I mean, they should have went ahead and made it 3S capable, you know, but that would mean they'd have to change electronics, and they're just not going to do that. So you do get the same TQ 2.4 gigahertz transmitter with this. I think they need to update these. They do have a pretty good feel to them. I just wish you could one-hand drive them easier. I don't really like the thumb things, but you can put one of those on there and be able to one-hand drive better. Probably not going to be doing that with a monster truck at some point. I don't think you'll need more than a blindfold and 3 fingers to drive this truck. It's going to be so slow, but we'll throw a battery in here and check it out. So one thing you're going to want to do straight out of the box, this is going to have forward, brake, reverse. We don't want that because you can't really wheelie, okay? So you're going to hold down this easy set button until this thing blinks 3 times red. There's 2, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to let off. So now we should be straight forward, reverse. At least it will wheelie if you go from reverse to forward quickly. It looked like it would wheelie. So let's toss the body on, go run this thing, have some fun. All right, we're gonna start out with a quick little speed run between these two. We have the Max Smasher on the right. It is 100% stock motor on a 2S battery. You can only run 2S on that system as well. I'm gonna run it in low gear just to see how it compares to the Traxxas. The Traxxas is obviously 100% stock as well. So no comparison right there in low for the Max Smasher. Now let's put it in high gear, see how they compare. Now with the Smasher in high gear, so not a ton of difference between stock Smasher in high gear and the Traxxas truck. These Traxxas trucks are geared really high out of the box as crawlers, so it doesn't really surprise me there's not a ton of difference. It seems like the Smasher is quite a bit faster, I think, just because the truck's a little smaller. but you can't really donut too well unless you do it in reverse. Same with the Traxxas. And now we're going to run it one more time with the Traxxas on the right and the Losi Mini LMT on the left, both stock with stock batteries. So the LMT is way faster, and it's very noticeable when driving the two. You can really get down with this thing. So I did check the shocks like I put in there. Only one on each corner has a bladder and oil in it. And then I was going to take these wheels and tires off after running. You can see I got this thing a little bit dirty, so I was going to clean things up. This is the wrench that came with it. I don't know what you're supposed to do with this. It does not fit at all, okay? Now I have a tool that will fit in here. But for anybody that gets this truck, what are you supposed to do with that? That doesn't fit. You can't get that in there. So they put this with it. It's pretty much useless. So I use this little tool here with one of these tips. This, I think they have these at Walmart. Maybe Hobby Lobby, but I'm pretty sure Walmart has these. And it works for a lot of these trucks. So you might want to pick one of these up. So I was actually kind of hyped about this truck after getting my hands on it. Traxxas designed a new chassis, which gives us the monster truck look. They doubled up the shocks, which adds to the monster truck look. They did a really good job with this body. I like how they put molded trim pieces down the side instead of just stickers. My K10 is just stickers and they're peeling off everywhere. So I do like that. It's a good solid base. You know, these axles are pretty strong. They do have plastic gears in them. And so you're probably going to want to go metal gears if you give this the power that it needs. So it's kind of typical Traxxas to me. They just are kind of nickel and diming you to death with this again. I mean, they could have at least put the speed gears in here and made it a little bit more fun. They sell those for like $5. Why not at least throw them in this truck so we have a little bit of speed? And yeah, the Max Smasher kind of suffered from the same thing. You've seen it. It's basically the same exact speed as this truck. So it's pretty underwhelming stock out of the box as well. But I kind of figured this late in the game, like, we should get a little more. I don't know. I think they did a really good job kind of getting this thing to the bare minimum of being a monster truck. And then we're just going to have to do the rest. So you can look at it two different ways. Would you rather have a lot of speed and maybe not so much the looks? Or do you prefer kind of what they did and you just take care of the speed yourself? Maybe you go brushless. That's going to be another $100 basically. Or I'm going to play around with cheaper options, hopefully just going with a faster brushed motor and the speed gears. And just kind of get this up to about where the Max Smasher is with the speed motor. So I have an Injora motor and transmission that they sent over to check out. I'm going to try putting that in here. I had a couple sets of the speed gears, and I think I gave them away or something because I don't know where they're at. I kind of thought I was never going to use them in the TRX4M. So I ordered a new set of those in metal gears from Injora off of Amazon as well. And then I have some Injora overdrive ring and pinion gears for this truck as well. So I may just put all of that in there and see what we end up with, just to kind of play around with it and see what we can get with the stock ESC and 2S and everything. Obviously the easiest way to go about it probably is just to buy a 3S capable ESC. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll throw the Injora ESC in there as well so that we can go 3S, you know. But here is what I would choose for a monster truck. Look at that. A monster truck that jumps. That's crazy, guys. Can you believe it? So for me, I would save my money, put an extra 70, 80 bucks with it, and buy one of these. These little trucks, this is 100% stock, and you can actually do monster truck things with it. Like, it jumps. Look at that. And it jumps very well. This is one of the best jumping little trucks I've ever ran. It just really does handle really good. It drives like a monster truck. You can wheelie, you can nose wheelie, you can slap wheelie, you can backflip, you can jump. It's just so much fun. And so for me at this point, this is how I would have to go every time if I'm looking for a monster truck. And I don't have anything to do with Losi or Traxxas or whatever. It's just, that's just my opinion. After driving all of these, at this point in time, I think Losi really nailed it with this truck. It has a couple things. We've bent the links on it a little bit, really sending it off some steps straight to concrete. And the body, I would definitely shoe goo inside of the body, especially around the headlights. Ours busted out like crazy fast, but I glued them back in and they're holding well. But you can see this thing has so much more power. This is straight out of the box for $269. It's just a whole lot more fun. It's way more controllable than the Traxxas as well. And you know, the Traxxas has nowhere near the amount of speed that this does. It just felt like my servo on the Traxxas was always, I was always fighting it left or right. Whereas this, I can kind of point it where I want it, and it does really well. So I think having a little bit larger servo in it makes a difference, and it's really good. These trucks are really, really good. So I don't know. I should have played around with these, I guess, and put a brushless system in it or something, you know. I just really feel like they're so good out of the box that it doesn't need it. But it would always be more fun to have more power, right? So you guys let me know what you think about it. I think Traxxas did a lot of really good things. I just wish they had given us more speed, because you're just going to have to throw more and more money into it. Honestly, for 70 bucks more, you can get this and be set, in my opinion. So let me know what you think about it. It does look really, really good, but that's about where it stops straight out of the box anyway. So I'm going to play around with trying to get more wheel speed out of it as cheap as I can. You guys let me know what you think about it. Lots of stuff coming. I appreciate everybody sticking around, watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell, share the video. It helps out, and just hitting the thumbs up really does help a lot, guys. It really helps get the video to the top of the list. So I appreciate you guys. Peace.